What's up, Everyday Blades? Man, I found a smoking cool knife. It wasn't a pawn shop score. This was gun shop score. So it wasn't part of their inventory, but it was actually the owner's personal knives out of his collection. He had 3 of them there. I'm kind of kicking myself for not buying all 3. I may go back and get the other 2, but this is what he had. Santa Fe Stoneworks El Rey. And man, look at that thing. Damascus steel. Mammoth ivory. With like a pearl snap inlay. And this is not an automatic, this is a button lock. I love button locks. You rarely ever see really high-end knives. This is retail about $800 with button locks. You just don't see it. It's very, very rare. And I really appreciate this knife. He had carried this and used it a little bit. It has a little bit of wear, on the blade, just minimal. Has a few scratches there from coming in and out of the pocket, but just thought this was so cool. Look at the inlay on that thing, how beautiful it is. And it's not just the front. They did both sides. Beautiful, beautiful work. No telling how old that mammoth ivory is. On the back, they have their name, kind of hard to see, and then Damascus steel at the top there. Super cool. This knife weighs nothing. It came in this box, didn't have any paperwork, unfortunately. I actually didn't know what I was buying. I had to look it up after I bought it, but it was so beautiful, I had to have it. So let's check the weight. 2.7 ounces. So it's titanium, which is milled up pretty extensively for the mammoth ivory, which I'm sure doesn't weigh too much with the whatever kind of resin they got put in there and polished it. It's got black hardware. It's got an ambi clip on it. Full deep carry, about as deep carry as you can get. Came fairly sharp, but man, look at the action of the thing. Oh, I took it apart and it's got some real small bearing races in there, but they do the job. This is about the size of a 940. So here's a Benchmade grip. It's just a really nice size EDC. Here's one that's pretty similar in size, the Neutron. And then one more big, ginormous knife, the Shaman. Let's look at some of the specs on this thing for you. I can find my trusty, rusty ruler. 3 1/4 on the blade, 4 1/4 handle scales. That's pretty typical size. It's just not as tall. It's not as girthy in here. One thing I did notice that I was kind of shocked about was this is super sharp right here, all the way down. It needed some knockdown on it. This will literally grab your finger as you run across there. It is extremely sharp all the way around. Kind of shocked me for such a high-end knife, and I don't know if Santa Fe. I know Santa Fe Stoneworks does amazing inlays. They're famous for it, but I don't know if they actually make this knife or if they have someone make this knife and then do the inlays. I don't know anybody doing high-end button locks like this with Damascus steel blades, but I would guess they probably farmed it out to somebody, but I wouldn't know who. Very, very cool. They do a great job with inlays. They have all kinds of inlays. This is just a beautiful knife. You know what this knife reminded me of, and what I first thought it was God, what's his name? That guy that does all the old school guy. I can't remember his name. McHenry, or what's his name? Henry, that does the fancy knives like this. God, I can't remember his name. John Henry? Anyway, I'll think of it here in a minute. But the button lock reminds me of kind of like a pearl snap on a old fancy shirt. Man, that is beautiful. And then it just drops, shuts, flings open, drops, shuts, flings open. Just beautiful. More than the beauty of the knife, I love the function of that button lock. To have such a high-end button lock, you just don't see these. A lot of your makers, they just don't make most of your button lock stuff is like budget knives. You just here lately, you've seen a few more coming up, but it's just rare, and I just come across it in a knife shop like that. It's very unusual. So, anyway, guys, that is the Santa Fe Stoneworks Elrey, E-L-R-E-Y, in Damasteel and Mammoth Ivory cross sections, or cutaway, whatever they call it. Like I said, I looked them up. They're about, I think it was $780 or $790 retail. I don't know if they take orders and sell them, or if they keep an inventory. I couldn't tell from the listing on their thing, but go there and check them out if you're interested in it. Like I said, they got a deal on this one. I think I paid $350 for this, which was a home run for a knife like this. Beautiful. This one's going to stay in my collection. Guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Good night.